Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com.
How come I'm the only guy that ever sings the song? It's kind of catchy, Cheap Seats.
Yeah, the crowd enjoys your bringing us in.
You guys just sit here like you're not listening to it. The Cheap Seats, it's easy. You know the words, so get involved. Hey, Joe Ryan with you. We're here with Furniture Jake. Lloyd Kirby is running the camera. Jim Ash over here running the show. We're at Copper and Oak, where it's another gloomy Saturday. We're trying to get into spring. We're trying to make you guys feel like it's sunny and warm out. So what do? We bring in the head baseball coach, Augie Casson. We're going to bring him into the show. We're going to talk baseball because baseball means it's summer.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like summer.
Does it feel like summer out there, Coach, when you're out there now?
Not right now, especially yesterday.
Coach, we'll dive right in. I was trying to think before you came up here, how many years you been here now? It flies.
It does. So I've been teaching 9, and this is my 7th season. We had that COVID year, so I don't count that one. So really my 6th.
But you've been here 9 years already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday, but
yeah.
There you go. Time flies when you're having fun, right?
It does. Yeah.
Well, let's dive in. First of all, I was going to ask you. I guess going to this year's team, how are the numbers where you're at?
Yeah, so the numbers, we did drop a little bit from last year. I think we were mid-30s, and now we're right around 30, a little over 30. We did have a big senior class, our freshman class that did come in. They weren't, there wasn't very many kids. Some wanted to do track and do other things that did play baseball, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, numbers are solid. It looks like the 8th graders and 7th graders below will have bigger squads, and it'll keep going up.
So you've been, you say you're 6 games in?
So we're 9 games in.
You're 9 games.
9 games in. We're 3-6.
3-6, and
yeah.
We were talking off the air about how you just had a brutal start to the season with the opponents.
Yeah, I mean, our schedule is, pretty loaded. We don't have any gimme games, so to say. We started off the season with SHG,
That's your first game, SHG?
Yeah, that was
Over there on the turf?
That's a good way to set the bar, right?
Yeah. And
Are they number one?
Yeah, they're number one in 2A. So, and then we opened, and then we went to Dunlap and played them, they won 29 games last year and had everybody back. So we went over there.
Big school.
Went over there and beat them 6-2.
Oh,
nice.
And then played a doubleheader against Eureka, who was 7-0 at the time. And again, a lot of these teams, what I'm seeing is they're senior top heavy, 10, 12 seniors, and they've been playing together, and they were good. We gave them, 2 solid games. Then we played Olympia, Southeast. We ended up beating both of them, and then we lost 2-0 to Jacksonville the other day. So.
Well, Olympia's always been a good baseball program.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, that's
very
a good program to play.
Very good.
I want to back up to SHG, ranked number 1 in the state. Were they they solid at every position in the pitching, and they got it all?
They got some pitching. They've just had a lot of kids that have played together a long time, and they had a lot of seniors as well. They did have a couple good pitchers, but nothing that our guys haven't seen before. And again, it's first game, it was, they're good. We know they're good. I think they're beatable. I think that later on in the year, if we'd play them, we could beat them. So, yeah.
When you first came in here, we were grass.
Yeah.
And now we have the turf. And I always felt like when we would go over to play SHG at their field, and they were one of the first schools around here that built a complex and had a turf, I always thought it was very intimidating to go over there and play on that when they got to practice on it every day.
Yeah.
Has it made a difference for your team having the turf here?
It has, and what I see is when we play on turf, everything's easier. The ball there's no weird hops, and it's when we go to dirt.
Now that's the problem.
Now that's the problem. And SHG's always had that issue coming over here in the past is, they're playing on that turf all the time, and then they come over here, and then they were on our field, which wasn't great. You had to play the hops. Our kids knew how the ball was going to bounce, and the games were, different.
Yeah, but that ball speeds up on that turf, right?
It does, yeah.
But it's more true.
It's more true. You're not going to get a bad hop.
Now, so as you look at it, see, like I'm old, much older than you guys, right? But
Oh, yes.
I just like the dirt and the grass, and that's how you play. But I understand. I mean, it saves a lot of rainouts.
It does, yeah. I mean, it's just the maintenance on a dirt field is especially for high schools. And, you go to these stadiums, these MLB stadiums, they have the real nice Bermuda grass, the 100 people working on the field, lining it, and it's just really hard to maintain and keep up with it with a lot of games.
So it's a little less on work on you also, because the head baseball coach is also charged and take care of that field along with the kids on the team, right?
Yeah, so. The maintenance guy, Jeff Jordan, who he does a fantastic job with everything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything is clean and great, and I just think for him it's a lot easier. It just needs to be lined. We don't have to get the rakes or the clay out and refill holes now or
I remember all. They're just a mess.
Yeah, rake bases, diamond dry. Like if it rained, we'd have to, it might be 2 or 3 days before we would get a play.
And you hope somebody didn't go out and leave a bunch of ruts in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to have the big grab something to drag it with.
Yep.
So everything, the big heavy thing they run
the drag. Yeah, we'd have to get a side by side and drag it. And if it was too wet, you couldn't drag it. You had to rake it all by hand. And yeah.
So it certainly helped with that.
Yeah, it did.
It's real nice out there.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice out there. You're what's it look for? So as the 6 games that you've had so far, I always put pressure on. We talked about it before. I asked you.
Yeah.
And we're going to apologize up front if we leave someone's name out, but who stood out for you a little bit, pitching or hitting or?
Parker Grau's done a great job throwing the ball. We lost 2-0 the other day to Jacksonville where, they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and then it was zeros until the end. Austin Lucas has been swinging the bat. Drew Hayes has really come alive this year, swinging the bat. He bats third for me. Right now, I'd say we're a little streaky hitting, and which is normal early in the year. Pitchers will always dominate. Kids haven't seen a live arm, but that'll heat up down the stretch. Yeah.
When you say the live arm, what do you see most of the time from a speed-wise from a?
I would say it depends. We've seen 85 consistently.
Seems fast.
Yeah.
In high school.
In high school, if Chatham throws their guy, we'll see low 90s. Left hand. So
who's that?
Cameron Appenzeller.
So they have another one.
Yeah, he's supposed to go in the first round.
Don't they have
saying.
one every year?
Every year. I think they got 2 this year, actually. So yeah, there's been some guys that can throw it. Pitching's on the way up. I mean, everybody's throwing harder, and you see it in the major leagues. You got everybody's throwing 100 now, and it's a different game.
And is it from all of the things you do, as far as technology has moved on and what's going on, we've moved up through things on?
Yeah, I would say 99% of it is just the biomechanic hacking that they've done with throwing, like the correct way to throw, the correct musculature to use. The weight training is a big deal. I mean, these guys now are humongous. They look like NFL linebackers. So it's just it's a different game. The game's evolving.
Hitting and
yeah,
pitching.
Yeah. Everybody's bigger, faster, stronger. I'd say the off season now, players are lifting, way more than what they have in the past.
You got all the summer games and whatnot they're playing with travel teams, and they have specific coaches for fielding, hitting, pitching. I mean, they don't take it for granted too much anymore that, he's going to be a good player. You get out there and you have a coach. If you don't have a coach, you're probably not advancing too much.
Yeah. It's going to get, I think, even, I don't think we've seen the actual top of where this could be, like pitchers. I mean, there's a kid up in Chicago that threw 102 3 days ago.
Incredible.
A left-handed pitcher.
So, Jay, go back to your days. What were you seeing?
I was throwing about 35.
I'm
pretty sure I could top out about 42. No, we saw.
I thought when you were in the 70s, if you saw 80, that was a guy.
Yeah,
I was going to say we saw a lot of 70s and early 80s.
Now you're saying 85's the norm.
Not a lot of early 80s either. The early 80s were like, man, this kid's chucking it.
Yeah.
You can still catch that, though. I don't know if I could catch 90 back then. Holy cow. But like you said, these kids are a lot bigger now and stronger.
Yeah.
And they're more prepared for that kind of stuff.
And the pitchers that you're throwing out there now, I mean, what is it? What do you want them to have? You want them to have 3 pitches? You want them to have?
Yeah, I mean, we've always, we're a team that likes to throw strikes. We're a team. We've always been that way. We want other teams to put in play because we've always had solid defenses. So, fastballs, place your fastball, curveball, change-ups, mix it up, and if they're on, that'll win us a game.
We haven't got any knuckleballers out there.
No knuckleballers. No, I wish. That's pretty cool.
It is cool to watch.
Yeah,
I know.
It's rare, very rare.
I got a baseball signed by Phil Necro. He was like one of the.
Oh yeah, he was a knuckleballer.
Yeah, one of the big knuckleballers when I was a kid.
I think Nate Bossingham threw a knuckleball back in the day. That was it was always a treat when he came out.
I was going to say, it's kind of funny stuff. Have you taught anyone to be like Luis Tiant?
No, I haven't.
Turn their back?
No, or Fernando Valenzuela. Yeah. No.
Let's get that showman in there somewhere,
Yeah.
Pick one of them and let's go.
A little pause.
It's very interesting. So tell us about a little about the upcoming. What we got going on? You got a game out there today, right?
No, the games today actually got canceled.
Oh, they did.
We
got a lot of rain.
We did, and Mount Carmel was coming down from Chicago, so it was supposed to rain in the middle of the day, and they were going to play the 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock game, and that would not have been a good day for them. So
long trip for that.
3 hours driving. We didn't, and they agreed. We don't, 40s, in the 40s, we don't want to come down and play in the rain. So
No, that's too bad.
yeah.
These be made up or no? Some of these you can't get rescheduled.
The Mahomet. So it was a triangular today with Mahomet and Mount Carmel. We'll make the Mahomet one up. We're not probably going to make the Mount Carmel game up.
Mahomet's usually pretty good baseball
Yeah,
school.
really good. Yep.
So Zay, what's it look like as we set out in the schedule? So obviously you jump right out. You already play CSA teams.
Yes.
You didn't wait around any, did you?
No. So next week, Tuesday we got Rochester. Wednesday we have Chatham. We got 5 games next week. Limestone comes to town Friday, and then a doubleheader against Fairbury, Prairie Central on Saturday.
Well, you spoke earlier about, and I can't remember now if we talked about it on the air, but Rochester's a ranked team also.
Yeah, Rochester and Chatham will be 2 of the top 3A teams in the state. Very, very good teams, well-coached teams. You know, we've always played well against Rochester since I've been here. Beat them. Since I've been here, we haven't been beat by them. So. Chatham is one that I haven't beat since I've been here, so but we're going to go after them. So,
yeah, and how many kids in that school?
There's a
10,000?
bunch. Yes, it feels like it, right?
Oh, it does when you see them, especially. Well, I mean, especially like football, you watch them all run out there. You're like, well, how are we supposed to beat this team? You got to watch.
I think J-Mac just texted me.
Well, we always like to know if J-Mac has something to say.
He's watching at home.
Oh, I know he's watching.
Yeah, this is one of his favorite Saturday morning routines.
Said no pressure, but we're gathered around the TV, loving us some cheap seats.
Well, we're going to try to entertain you then, J-Mac. One of our goals we talk about when we have our weekly meetings. What can we do to please you? Yeah, so you think as a season rolls along, the conference favorites are SHG, obviously, Rochester.
Yeah.
Chatham, you got all
Chatham,
three of them sitting there.
And you got U-High.
Oh.
So
we didn't talk about those guys. That's a good baseball.
Yeah,
school.
good baseball, and they're 2A as well now. So they'll be going up against SHG.
So we have 3 or 4 ranked teams just in our conference?
Yeah. Yep.
Makes for a tough schedule.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you know,
make you strong for tournament time.
It will. I mean, you're seeing the best, and when it gets to the postseason, you've seen everybody that's better than everybody else you're probably going to see. So, yeah.
Well, summer's coming up, and as the head baseball coach, what's some advice you could give some of these parents out there, or kids, or what they should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
or maybe not to cut you off, but maybe camps you have going on, or what they can get involved in.
We'll have a camp. It'll be in July. We do have some catchers camps. Those have been really popular here in town. Andrew Bartman comes in, brings some high-level catching instructors.
He's a professional.
He is, and I don't know if you've heard, but he's working for the Savannah Bananas now, which is really cool.
Really
so.
We have him on here sometime.
I tell you what, that have you seen that Savannah Bananas?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, they're changing the way people look at baseball, and little kids especially. It's a big deal, I think.
Yeah, so we'll have some stuff going on. My advice would be just to play and to have fun with it. I think baseball's hard enough. It's a sport where you can get very discouraged and very easily. It's kind of like golf, and just to play, just have the kids play and have fun.
Is there a time where they should start learning how to throw different pitches? Or is it just throw fastball until you're? So
the 13-year-old team that I help coach in town here, we've started with breaking pitches. As they start to become a little older, get bigger and stronger. It's and everybody's different individually. So it just depends on the size of the kid, the arm slot, how much their arms, how it's going to affect their arm. So yeah.
we left out talking about your coaching staff. You want to talk a little bit about them?
Yeah.
Good or bad? You can just
good or
bring it
bad.
up.
Yeah. We have the same coaching staff we've had. There's only one coach that has been here since I've started, which is Mike Brennan, who's a friend of mine from Williamsville. And, Josh Komnick, Howie Featon, Jay McAfee.
Baseball guys.
Not to be confused with Jay Mack.
Yeah, not to be confused with Jay Mack. Yeah.
Jay Mack, what could he do for your team?
Bench coach maybe come in. And,
you'd love to have him around the kids.
Yeah.
I was thinking strength and conditioning.
Strength, yeah. Speed and agility, right?
Nutrition.
Yeah.
I guess there's a whole lot of things he could bring to the table. Pardon the pun. Right, Jay Mack?
And we got Tyler Horsham, who
I personally taught to hit.
Yeah,
got him up.
You did, yeah. He told me that too. Yeah,
I bet he did.
One with Joe Ryan.
JD Eigenbrod's still there. He does our catchers. He works with our catchers. So yeah. I mean, we got a really good staff. A lot of knowledge, so I feel comfortable if I have to go work with the pitchers that they're doing their thing with the infielders. And, of course, Eric Ewald, who's a big, who's back, and he does a lot of our hitting stuff, and
Yeah, he's good too.
He's awesome.
You got a good staff.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I've always thought that if being a catcher makes you a better hitter. Am I wrong? Like it just.
I think catchers are. It's hard for them to hit because they're constantly.
So you're looking at the other way, aren't you?
Grinding behind the plate. Yeah. It's a position that I never played, not because I didn't want to, but. It's tough, and we have a lot of really good catchers right now. Like, we got Carson Komnick, who's our starting catcher. We have Griffin Shaw, who's an excellent catcher, who's caught mini games for me when he was a sophomore and junior, and then we got Kane Komnick as well, Owen Comstock. I mean, and there's catchers coming up, 8th grade, 7th grade. So you're only as good as your catcher. That's kind of my philosophy.
Catcher's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's kind of a progression nowadays. You're seeing it. It's a lot more like an MLB model where that catcher's setting up and taking a lot of the responsibility for the game calling. Maybe not necessarily calling the game, but pressure of getting the ball in the right spot, getting your glove in the right spot so the pitcher's comfortable with you. And there's a lot of pressures on that really take away from hitting for these kids, at that age level.
And the catching portion is evolving too. And you'll see catchers, back in the day they just used to put their glove up, right? Mm-hmm. Now you'll see them start on the ground and they'll work up and they'll end up stealing the low strike. So it's like I said earlier, everything's evolving into how you can get the most out of the game by each position.
Technology's helping.
Yeah, a lot.
Now, J-Mac said that he could also help some with long-distance running and how to put on weight for all the string beans that are on your team.
Yeah, we got a few of those. Yeah, we'll have to send him to J-Mac's camp. Maybe you can start a summer camp.
Yeah, what could we call it? Maybe J-Mac come on and talk a little bit. So I'm sure some people are very interested in what you can offer, probably in most anything.
Almost everything.
Yeah, you're a guy. You're Jack Bauer. And all I had left on here was we want to know who's going to NCAA tournament. Big day today.
Yeah, I think Duke's going to win. I do think Duke's going to win.
I'm a Duke fan.
Yeah,
he's been a Duke fan since earlier this year.
They say I'm a bandwagoner on everything, but I've always loved Duke. I think it goes back to the Joe Cook days when he went to Duke. I was like, man, I like Duke. And then, Coach K, how can you not be a Duke fan?
I know, right?
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
And that kid they got, Flag.
He's pretty good.
There's so many. I'm not a diehard college basketball guy and watch it all the time, but you see things, and then when the tournament gets here, then I really watch it. I'm amazed at how many just true freshmen there are that are running around out there that are so good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What were they doing to high school kids last year?
Yeah.
I mean, because they're playing men now, and last year they're just playing.
Yeah.
You're going to play some teams where the kid's just on the team. You're out there running around.
Yeah.
Dunking.
And I saw there were some teams in the NCAA that had guys that were 23, 24 years old. They're, and that kid's only 19 years old. So.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It is.
I got to go with Duke, too. What do you think, Jay? Yeah. Why don't you jump on somebody else? How about Tennessee? They're not in anymore.
I like Houston.
Yeah, Houston's good. It's all Dukies. Yeah. Well, Coach, we
will see there, my friend.
You got anything else you want to tell us about? I don't want to cut you off.
No,
I kind of through my list.
Got every game next week is home. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Throw some starting times. Are they all at like 4:30 or something?
4:30 during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday is at 11 and 1. Doubleheader.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a busy schedule going.
Busy. So, this past week we were supposed to play 5 games. 5 games here, and then it kind of goes down a little bit to 4, and then we go to 3, and then we go. Towards the end of the year, I like to load it up, play every day.
Well, before we actually take off, I didn't ask you about the lower levels.
Yeah, we got a good JV team. Right now there's a lot of mixing going on, meaning guys come up and play for me, and then they'll go down to play on JV. So sophomore class is pretty good. The juniors are all on varsity, so along with the 7 seniors. And, the sophomores got a big group. I want to say 11, 12.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Lincoln baseball on the road.
On the road.
Well, I say, good luck to the season.
Yeah,
boy,
thanks.
You got your hands full.
We do, but in the end, it'll work out. It always does.
And they have not announced any of the regional sites and all that stuff yet.
We've got our subsectional. So we know who's in our subsection, which is Mahomet, Champaign Central, us, Bloomington, Danville, Centennial, Rantoul, and Urbana.
What about any of
That's
those schools?
W.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
So, there's
usually good.
You got Mahomet and Central, which really good, and then you got us in Bloomington. Kind of the same. We did play Bloomington. We got beat, yeah, I think it's a good place for us to be in.
And you don't know where you end up, like?
No, so I think Mahomet's hosting and Champaign Central, or Rantoul and Champaign Central, and then the sectional will be played in Lincoln.
No, let's just say.
Yeah.
We've got the spot now.
Yeah, I mean, with the turf and just the setting, it's I think the IHSA always wants to play the sectional at Lincoln.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
It is good.
Let's get them over here.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by today and visiting with us. And
Absolutely.
You're more than welcome to pop on anytime you'd like.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the rainouts went on, so you came all the way here to pop on the show?
No, we're going to have practice right after this, so everybody's coming in. We're going to hit inside, and we'll see how wet it is outside in the outfield. There could be some water a little bit, not much, but there could be a little bit.
Rained pretty good last night.
It did.
It poured. Well, hopefully we can get some nicer weather in here,
I saw spring break. When we're out on spring break, it's 70s every day. I looked this morning, so I'm pretty pumped. Pretty pumped.
Perfect. All right, Coach Augie Casson joining us this morning, and also inviting you over to what's the restaurant?
Bella's.
Yeah. Bella's. Yeah, also inviting you over to Bella's, right?
Yeah.
Go over and get a pizza in Louisville.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us, and we'll be right back.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 20. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
This is Ben Davis, and you're listening to Cheap Seats with Joe, Jake, Jim, Lloyd, and Shabadoo. Shabadoo! On 96.3 FM WLCN.
I think some people would argue with that.
That's one of Jimmy's favorite bands, isn't it? Sweet? Sweet? That's one of your favorites. Love is Like Oxygen. Did you figure that out? Is that Sweet? That's Sweet. Gosh, I would have thought that was Toto, but that's all right. They were more Hold the Line, weren't they? Welcome back to the Cheap Seats. Joe Ryan sitting around, Jake Johnston. We got Lloyd Kirby working the camera. Jim Ash over there doing what he does with the chords. And
nobody really knows what he's doing.
We don't know what he's doing. Gonna need that meatloaf. Mom!
Most dangerous man in radio.
Coach Casson visiting with us today, and that was a good interview. Baseball's got some things going on and really a tough road ahead of him with all the ranked teams sitting in our conference.
Heavy schedule, but you know what? You're getting in tournament time, and you've seen, that level of talent. Hopefully it can pump you through and get you through a few rounds, then you never know.
Got to make you better, that's for sure. You're playing those guys. And we did have some interesting stuff come in from J-Mac. We're really kind of wanting to know if J-Mac now, and that for those of you that don't know, J-Mac, that's his alias name is J-Mac. He's really the Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.
You've all called several times.
Throw on his number, Joe.
You know what? We're going to have a graphic. Lloyd's going to fix it where we can just put your number across the bottom of the TV the entire show. Questions, comments, whatever you need.
He's got to agree to the advertising policy, though.
Well, we're missing our boy Scotty Kirby. He's called off again.
Yeah, he's out buying some
purse shopping or something.
Miniature cows.
Yeah. I spoke to him yesterday. He was purse shopping somewhere, and then I guess, they're buying miniature cows. I don't know what they're doing.
Updated miniature donkeys.
Miniature donkeys.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess we'll probably see him at the fair. I would guess.
I would guess, yeah.
And the fair, is actually kind of around the corner. I saw you were excited actually about the band that's going to be at the fair.
Cooper Allen showing up here in Logan County, one of my favorites.
Cooper Allen, and we got a caller on the air. Caller, go ahead.
How's it going, man?
Oh,
good.
Did they just say that Cooper Flagg was coming to town?
Cooper Allen, my friend.
Oh, man, you got me all pumped up.
Cooper Allen.
Well, you should be pumped up for Cooper Allen. He's phenomenal young talent. I think he's bringing Tommy Mack with him, and they do a lot of duo stuff. They're big TikTok stars and jumping on.
Stars. Yeah, that's beyond me, Jacob.
I was going to say, are you a talker there, J-Mac?
I don't even know how to spell it.
I don't TikTok either, but I think we're missing the boat.
You are missing the boat.
Yeah, everybody likes TikTok.
Sounds like this may be the weekend they get bought. Actually, there's some big names in around America looking to make
Makes
that
sense
purchase.
for Amazon to buy them, but I don't know. Hey, Jack.
Hey, I want to know who you guys are picking in the Final Four today.
Dukies.
Really?
I'm Duke guy.
I like Houston, and I like Florida.
You think Houston can score enough to beat Duke?
I'm taking Houston, and I'm taking Florida.
Jake likes losing money.
Yeah.
I've never been opposed to it.
Well,
Jake's getting good at it.
I'm not good at winning it, that's for sure.
Well, there's...
Unless Kirby's betting against me, and then it's a W every time.
Well, don't bet against Walter Clayton Jr. today. That guy can get buckets for Florida. He's the real deal.
He's the real deal.
That's real.
Well, I was going
to... Duke's defense is the real deal. They're unbelievable. What they did to Alabama was incredible.
Yeah, they shut them down. Wasn't Bama coming off like a 116-point game or something?
Yeah, 25 made threes.
Yeah, you don't.
They go out there shooting like me left-handed. Couldn't touch the rim. It's unbelievable.
But isn't that kind of the thing about Duke is they defend the outside really well. I mean, they're good defending all the way around, but if you're a big three-point shooting team, Duke's going to make it a pretty rough day on you, and Houston's really good at getting to the basket, right?
Yeah, but they can't score. Like, Duke puts up 90 points every game.
Sure.
It doesn't matter who they play. They put up 90 points. No one can stop them. And, they haven't had a game where somebody just locked them down and they scored 70 points. And that's 70, let alone 90.
Sure.
All right.
It's unbelievable. What their run that they put on with their defense and the ability to score 90 points. It's a lot like Lincoln Community High School.
Yes.
Very much like Lincoln Community High School. It's the coaching.
Like high school.
Don't you think I mean, all of them are well coached, obviously, but don't you think Duke looks so organized? And they're never like...
You think they don't look organized?
No, I said Duke looks very organized. They seem to never lose control where it's all sloppy and things go wrong. And I see a lot of other teams that do.
Big stretches of 2 or 3 minutes where they don't score and they just give up easy buckets. They don't have that. Or I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
I don't know that you can say that about any of the 4 teams that are.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, it's chaos.
Look what Florida had to come back from.
Well, I mean, but once they start rolling, it was downhill.
Yeah, Walter Clayton
downhill
Jr.
fast.
For real.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, all 4 teams are quality teams.
So you haven't even talked about Auburn. Leaving them out?
Well, there's
no. We don't talk about Bruce
There's
Pearl.
a reason we don't talk about Bruce Pearl.
But you know who is the world's biggest Auburn fans in Illinois?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Heck.
Is my homie Zach Dom and his wife Lauren Dom.
Oh.
Coach Dom. Oh yeah. So Lauren's LD's uncle is their strength and conditioning coach. So they've been down to Rupp Arena a couple times watching Auburn. They have turned into the biggest Auburn homers of all time.
Oh, that's fun.
I can't give them any love right now.
Former Lincoln baseball assistant coach Tony Eckhart. Big Auburn fan. Big Auburn fan.
That's fun.
Hey, on another note, with Augie, Grady was just here going bananas because he loves Augie. Augie's been coaching him up on pitching, and Coach Ewald's been coaching him up on hitting in the last couple of years. And man, does he love those guys. Coach Featon, we were over at Howie's house, and Clyde was helping. Clyde and Carter were helping Grady, pitching in the last couple of years, and obviously with Horsham and Mike Brennan. Mike Brennan, he's helps us coach 11U splitters, and man, we love that whole that whole staff. Man, they're awesome.
Yeah, it's a good staff. It's people that know baseball. That's the key, and good guys. Relate well to
baseball,
kids.
So every one of them could be lying to me, and I'll just believe it. I believe anything.
You're just
Believe it all.
You're just going to go with it, aren't you?
Yeah. How am I going to argue with Coach Ewald or Coach Casson? What am I going to say?
I wouldn't recommend doing it.
Well, you're just big. Be loud.
Talking about.
You're big. Be loud.
Yeah, and sweaty, loud and sweaty.
Some
hey,
people
are we
listen
going
to
to do that reverse fat camp thing?
Yes.
Where we can, put the weight on the string beans. I can do that. It's reverse fat camp, sponsored by Mellow Cream. We're just going to put mash pounds on those kids. We're going to come back next year. Everybody's going to be hitting dingers, but nobody can round the bases.
It doesn't matter. When you score enough, who needs it?
Yeah, we just hit dingers and walk to first like slow pitch softball.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Touch it and come back. You go
Touch it and come back. That's right. Hey, we know the guy that could change that. We know Sam Knox. We could get that changed.
Yeah, Sam Knox. Because we know what? How about when we get this together, we'll have Sam on the show to talk about it. So
Sam won't talk to me.
We'll get a photo shoot, and we'll have Sam talk about some of the changes that we're going to try to install.
Yeah.
Every year when we go to the state tournament, Sam's always up in that executive box, with all the other suits.
Yeah. The big deal.
And I try to wave at him, and then he just dumps nachos on me every time I go to try to talk to him.
Well, he's a big deal. He
is.
Yeah, when you're a big
he's wearing a suit, that's how I know he's important.
Yeah. Suits. They're fun. Hey, J-Mac, tell us a little bit about what your off-season training is, because now that basketball's over and stuff, what type of training will you do?
We literally, the minute basketball is over, we are into baseball. We are, I don't know if you know this, but I'm the world's greatest 11U coach.
I'd heard talk that you were second, but I'll go with you.
Probably third. I don't know, top 5 in the county.
Top
10 in the city.
There you go. Top 10 in the city.
Top 10 in the city. I'll take that.
Definitely. You're definitely top 10 in the city.
Oh, I would say that, but
directly into baseball. And I don't know, like I said, I'm dumb. I don't know what I'm talking about baseball, so I just go to Augie and Coach E, and I go to Coach Tony Thomas and Coach Haight, and any coach, I just shut up and I write down what they say, and that's what I tell the kids.
Well, do you wear the uniform like a good baseball coach does?
I wear the 1980s coach's PE shorts. Yep.
The John Oaks socks. The John Oaks shorts. I like it.
The John Oaks. That's exactly Coach Oaks. I look like Coach Oaks.
and
not as good.
And the fluffy warm-up jacket.
No, I get too hot and sweaty. I got to take that off.
Now, when you go out, when you're at bat, do you go to first or third?
I did go to third, and then now I'm going to take a step back and let the assistant coaches do that while I sit in the dugout and drink lemonade.
There's more shade in the dugout, isn't there?
There's so much more shade. Oh man, I get sunburned so quickly.
Mellow Cream may sponsor mesh half shirts for you coaches on that team. So get
only if
back
they're skin tight.
Oh, they'll be tight. I guarantee they're the wrong size. I'll make very sure of that.
We'll be getting our uniforms in hopefully this weekend because we got a game on Tuesday. So we're hoping to get our uniforms and hats in, and we're going to be ready to roll.
Where do you play Tuesday already?
Tuesday, we're going to play Tuesday at the Lincoln Junior High. We're going to play our first game of the season. It's going to be a doubleheader against Delavan.
And your team's
Red
called
team first, green team second, and we're going.
Your team's called the Mellow Cream Jacked?
We are, well, if the Splitters will let me change my name and put it on uniforms, it's 100% going to be a Mellow Cream Reverse Fat Camp.
Yeah, the Reverse Fat Camp.
Reverse Fat Camp.
Well, if anybody can help with it, it's you, J-Mac. We know that. You've been doing a lot for kids for a long time, so you can make that happen.
Think of all those poor kids. I don't know. Yeah. Poor kids. I feel bad for them.
They're going to put on weight, my friend.
They're going to hit dangers, Joe and Jake. And they're going to hit bangers.
There's nothing like
That's all we
dangers.
talk about.
Yeah, hitting dangers.
Hitting dangers.
We're going to change all the IHSA. We're just going to touch first. We're going to do bat flips and dangers.
Yep.
That's what the Bananas have done, and that's what we're going to do.
I tell you what, you know what? That Savannah Bananas thing, I mean, if you're a little kid and you watch that, you get sucked in. Actually, as an adult, you get sucked in. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy entertaining compared to, the typical old baseball. You sit there and you hope they score a run every few innings, and
right.
This is entertainment throughout. It's quite the experience.
When he was 9 to an Atlanta Braves versus the Reds game, and it was down in Atlanta. And it was the game that turned their season around. There was 2 grand slams. Ooh. There was like 7 home runs total. It was a crazy game. And I'm going nuts. This is unbelievable. And Grady's looking at me the entire time like, this stinks. I have no idea why we're here, and it's way too hot.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then you go to Savannah Bananas, and it's like, it's unbelievable. It's like an NBA game. Like there's something to do every second.
Yeah, if you go to get a drink or a restroom, you're missing something.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And those guys are so talented too. Like the stuff they do, it's crazy.
I mean, what was the highlight one they were showing the other day? The guy pitches and they're doing a little dance thing. They pitch. Guy cracks slow roller. Well, no, it was a pretty big hopper, actually, towards shortstop. He catches it behind the back between the legs, and then bounces it on the ground between his legs, picks it up, chucks it to first, who catches it behind his back in the catch, and then the umpire does a little 360 spin thing. It's like, what in the world? Like, every minute.
How in the world does the guy on stilts pitch?
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
How do they catch balls behind their backs in the outfield?
Or making a somersault dive while catching it.
Well, I did that all the time.
Well, you're right. I remember softball days. It was
you saw me.
I mean, you were.
Oh, you were a gymnast. That's for sure.
You were Savannah Bananas before Savannah Banana was a thing.
Just get on YouTube. I'm all over YouTube.
Oh, we know this.
The greatest fat athlete to walk the face of the earth. I'm all over.
We're like, J-Mac, where do you want to play today? Left center.
Left center, and keep them coming.
And make sure right center doesn't get too close.
Yeah, you know what? Just all of the outfield. You only need me. You know what? Put TJ Bree in right center, and I'll go in left center, and we'll take all of it.
Dominate.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Yeah. Matt Stolzenberg wants to come out. He can come out later.
He can play the whole infield.
He can play the infield.
I feel like I remember a time I thought I was playing left center. They said, no, J-Mac's there today. I said, well, I can't blame him. So I went over to left, and there was a lazy fly ball right on the left field line, and J-Mac called me off.
Yeah, happens all the time. And then I said I got world-class speed.
It was definitely world-class.
Yeah, I know.
World-class something. You got it, my friend.
Hey, I do want to admit this before I go. I want to admit this. So yesterday, Grady and I were watching this trivia thing, and all you had to do was list one player that's currently on the Arizona Cardinals, and we couldn't do it. We just looked at each other, had no idea.
Jake Plummer. Isn't Jake Plummer on
I can't
there?
even name one.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Jake, who's your quarterback? Jake
How about
Plummer?
Trey McBride? He's a stud tight end. Trey McBride. How about
Larry Fitzgerald.
How about the little Smurf that plays quarterback?
Larry Fitzgerald.
Kyler Murray.
No, Larry Fitzgerald's been, I think he passed away 6 years ago.
Hey, man. Larry's on a golf course.
Larry was an absolute stud. When Larry was at Pitt, he destroyed Notre Dame. I was there
Is
to watch.
Lomax on that team?
Yeah, Lomax was there. Yeah.
Lomax, I thought that was for urinary problems.
Hey, yeah, Larry was a stud. You guys didn't know one player?
Not one. I immediately thought of you two. I was like, oh, Joe's not going to like this.
I'm going to send you a roster.
Is Emma Smith still on the team?
Hey, but I will promise you this. They'll be just as bad next year as they were this year, so don't feel bad.
Oh, boy.
They're going to go
That's
nowhere.
not good.
Unlike your Bears, because the Bears have lined up some linemen, and they're going to go. Scotty's got them picked to win 14 this
They're
year.
either going to be good or they're going to be so old-looking. The Bears are going to be awful.
Scotty moved his number from 12 to 14 this year.
Yeah. No kidding.
Hey, let's put it down here. Let's mark this date as I'm going to put it on the record that the Bears only get one more win than the Cardinals.
Lloyd's making the.
That's a great record. That's a great call right there. And that's
one more win. That's
You
it.
think
That's
that Arizona's going to win 13 games?
Arizona's going to get 3 wins. Bears going to get 4.
The Cardinals can't win an inter-squad game. It is
they can beat the Bears.
They are who we thought
I
they
don't
were.
know. Maybe they play the Bears next year. I don't know.
They're going to have to.
We're going to need
I
that
think they go to
matchup.
They're going to have to. You're right.
We're going to need that matchup for the number 1 pick.
Going to be out there.
Alive. So bad. All right. Well, hey.
Hey, J-Mac, thanks for the phone call.
What?
I said thanks for the phone call.
Absolutely. We were
Grady, thanks for visiting.
We get to actually watch you guys. We listen on our ways to games and practice. We always listen, but we don't get to sit around as a family practice to watch you guys. We were fun. This is a big day for us.
And you know what, Grady? We're going to get you some. We're going to get you some gear, some Cheap Seats gear signed, and maybe a picture
We
of
wait
Jake.
for that hat.
Yeah.
I won a hat about 4 years ago. I'm still waiting on it.
That's Kirby's fault. That's all on Scotty.
Yeah, I blame Scott.
Yep, that's
All right,
who to
see you
blame.
boys. Great show.
See
Love
you
it.
guys. Thanks for the call. Well, there's our one listener called in, Jake, and
Well, I mean, he had somebody else with.
we're 100% on listeners calling in today.
Yeah, doing well.
It doesn't get much higher than that. Well, it's another balmy, sunny, going to be a real nice day to be outside and getting some stuff done and enjoying the day, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Time to get that fence done, Joe.
The fence. I got problems. I got to move.
He's
on that.
got
You're
problems.
right. Don't bring that up. I got to mess with that later today. Well, we want to thank you all for joining us today on the Cheap Seats. Augie Casson joining us, head baseball coach, and then J-Mac/Ticketmaster calling in. And again, his number is
some solid knowledge. I'm surprised he didn't talk about his WWE WrestleMania picks.
He's a pretty good wrestler too, but
He's known for that.
he's done it all. We'd like to thank you for joining us. Thank our sponsors, and tune in next Saturday because we'll be somewhere at 9 a.m.
Good day.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, MeRealty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.